Okay, every morning we are faced with a world that moves really fast, and especially today, we are saying Merry Christmas,
Merry
Mary. And I
Christmas.
think I'm very fortunate to be sitting right beside the one who gave birth to our Savior. Mary, how was the labor? I mean, just how many days ago we're expecting this child, and today's the birthday. How was it?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. You're happy. Nah, you're not her. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Merry Christmas from all of us here at Idea TV. I am hoping that you have the best of time, the best of season. Just this morning, I was just telling my colleagues when I got in here that I saw a lot of people wearing. First off, I saw matching pajamas with pictures already littered across different WhatsApp status and social media this morning. Then on my way to work, I saw people, couples, wearing matching outfits. So they're doing Anko, a lot of Anko today. Then I saw children with balloons and their new canvases, the ones that bling light, the ones that make noise. It was just very fantastic. So it is that season. And then around my neighborhood, I could just hear chickens getting, slain, and they were just crying for help. Then one of my neighbors is killing the goats. I was hearing the goats say, and it's just, that is the spirit that embodies this season. The celebration, the togetherness, the love, the unity, the bond is just something that you can't shake off. And no matter how people say there's no money, we somehow always find a way to celebrate. Doesn't it surprise you, Mary?
A little bit.
Okay, I know we want to talk about that, but let's quickly look at the headlines then. After the break, Mary must tell me what she feels about this. Well, the headlines this morning is Khan urges security vigilance as Kuka laments killing violence against children. Moral leadership key to Nigeria's growth. Enugu commuters protest southern transport fare highs. Ghana arrests 48 Nigerians over alleged cybercrime operations. Let's go on the short break now. When we return, it'll be time for the whole gist.
Number 14, transparent displays in holographic interfaces. Imagine a car windshield that doubles as your navigation screen, or a shop window that projects holographic ads you can interact with. That's where transparent and holographic displays are heading. LG has already demonstrated 77-inch transparent OLED panels, and Panasonic tested transparent display tech in retail environments in Japan. At CES 2024, Samsung unveiled a transparent micro LED prototype that stole headlines. These displays don't just look futuristic, they offer practical benefits, like heads-up navigation for drivers and interactive medical imaging for hospitals. By 2026, we'll likely see the first wave of real-world deployments. Number 1. Synthetic biology advances. Synthetic biology is pushing science into new territory. Using AI-guided gene editing, researchers are engineering organisms to produce biofuels, biodegradable plastics, and even synthetic meat. In 2023, Ginkgo Bioworks announced partnerships to design microbes that can manufacture sustainable chemicals at scale. Moderna and Bayer expanding mRNA technology beyond COVID vaccines to treat cancer and rare genetic diseases. The global synthetic biology market is expected to surpass $30 billion by 2030. By 2026, the line between biology and technology will blur even further, making synthetic biology one of the most transformative fields of the decade. So there you have it, 15 more technologies that, alongside the first 17 we covered, are set to define 2026. Together, they show how quickly innovation is moving beyond our screens and into every corner of our life, from the materials we use to the way we connect and even how we think. And if you missed part 1, make sure to check it out next. If you made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now.
Welcome back from that short break. Now let's head on to the first story. We see that the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has urged churches nationwide to observe the Christmas season with heightened security consciousness amid Nigeria's ongoing economic and security challenges. In a Christmas message issued on Wednesday and signed by its president, Archbishop Daniel Oku, can advise churches, particularly those in conflict-prone areas, to take practical measures to safeguard worshippers during the festive period. Oko extended Christmas greetings to Christians across Nigeria and people of goodwill, stressing that the protection of human life must remain paramount during worship. He encouraged church leaders and congregations to exercise vigilance and responsibility, noting that churches in areas with limited security presence should consider holding services in safer locations or organizing smaller, more secure gatherings. The CAN president appealed to security agencies to increase patrols around churches and other places of worship during the Christmas season and called for closer collaboration between religious bodies and law enforcement agencies to ensure peaceful celebrations. He recalled previous Christmas-related attacks, including the killing of over 140 villagers in Plateau State on Christmas Eve in 2023, urging Nigerians to remain cautious while embracing the spirit of the season. Okay, I know that I was already expecting something like this, especially after seeing what happened between Kan and Iniedo when she released the movie called Dirty Christmas. And so she was being dragged for that movie. And a lot of people questioned and said, can exist, yet we have killings and they're not making a whole lot of noise around these insecurity issues. And so seeing that the Christmas message is now couched in this manner, targeting specifically the insecurity issues and just urging. But I think I've not seen them calling on government as well. It's more about the people who are in the worship centers. Oh, safeguard yourself. Church leadership, please safeguard your members. I think the responsibility of security of life and property, first of all, lies on church, on the government. It is my fundamental human right to be protected by the government in which I am citizen to. And so it's good that Khan has said this. I know some people would be saying that, oh, it's because they drag them, because truly they drag the association. However, no association is without, we cannot claim to be very perfect people. We learn every day. I feel personally that life is a constant learning process, so you must learn with the curve as it goes. You see what Khan has said now. And it is because of the heightened tension that we've seen in recent times. See all the things that happened in November, in October. And so you can already tell that there are people who will be scared to even, go into gatherings today. Usually we have Christmas services, carol services on Sundays too. Yet would have people who would be scared of going to those places of worship because of the insecurity issue. So I think this message is timely. However, the onus is more on the government to ensure that the security of life and properties of its citizens is paramount, is their core.
Very important.
Yeah. So let us see how that pans out.
The thing is, I actually saw the news, like you said, about the Iniedo movie that she captioned it, Dirty Christmas.
Yeah.
They said it shouldn't be Dirty Christmas, but
I feel like you should have called it Dirty December.
Dirty December
because
instead of the Christmas.
Yes, because
the
Christmas is
Christmas,
Christ Mass. So it's that's considered as blasphemy. You can't say that Christmas is dirty.
Exactly.
You can't say that.
Exactly.
That's what they're saying. And for some people, it's just a celebration.
Just a celebration.
So it doesn't really hold the symbolism that it holds to the Christian folks. So they just think Christmas is a time to party. But it is not what it means for the Christian faithfuls. It is beyond all of that. And that's what Khan has seen. But Iniedo might just be, a nominal Christian. And she's like, okay, let's do Christmas. And Christmas is what? Dirty. So she could, and in that, the dirty she means is not that, it's just, we have parties, we have time with friends and families, we have fun. And because she's been here in Dirty December, maybe she did not want to be cliche. That's what I'm thinking now. But however, this is why we must ask questions. This is why we must, do our due diligence. Because I know that for your film to be out in cinemas, it's going through levels and series of screening and screening and screening. It's been vetted. So how was that flagged? How wasn't that flagged earlier enough?
And she has actually spent a lot of money on this.
Obviously.
Then, coming back to the Khan Association, people are saying that killing has been going on for quite a while now, and they've not said anything concerning it. It could be that, I don't know, but maybe they're trying to put one or two together to come and give us a press statement about it all. But we're just watching and looking and seeing that, hoping that they do that, as people are complaining about it. And this Christmas, I, for one, feel that because of the insecurity issues, people should just stay in their houses. But no, other people have other opinions. They want to go out, explore, enjoy themselves. But in as much as you're doing that, be security conscious. And churches too should have tight security because of what is happening right now. So won't have more casualties in this season, because the way you're planning, that's the way the other people are planning. I don't want to call names here. The way you're planning, that's the way they are planning. So everybody should be security conscious this period. Make sure where you're going to have security, and make sure you're just very security conscious. This
Great. I guess we can head on to the next story, and where we see that the Brotherhood of the Cross and Star retreated. Is that my story? Is that my story?
Yeah.
Okay. The Brotherhood of the Cross and Star has reiterated the importance of moral leadership as a critical driver of national growth, peace, and sustainable development, describing it as a solution to Nigeria's political and economic challenges. The call was made at the 7th edition of the Leader Olumba Olumba Obu annual public lecture theme, Strengthening National Growth Through Moral Leadership, held at Ibom Hall, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. The event attracted members of the organization, community leaders, traditional rulers, academics, and other stakeholders, and focused on promoting unity, faith, and a shared commitment to national progress. Welcoming participants, the Akwa Ibom State Administrator of the Brotherhood, Archbishop Martin Ziyangansa, said the lecture provided an opportunity to reflect on the teachings and ideals of the organization's founder, leader Olumba Olumba Obu. He noted that genuine national development is rooted in strong moral values such as peace, integrity, compassion, and collective responsibility, stressing that moral leadership provides the ethical foundation for effective governance and sustainable economic advancement. So, excuse me. That's another story around leadership and, just encouraging people, especially in this season of festivity, to hold leaders accountable, to hold government accountable, to hold people in authority accountable. Because the truth is, we really cannot go far if we are not able to have transparent leadership, or have leadership that we can question and get answers. Mary, what do you have to say before we head on to the next story?
What I have to say is exactly what the leader of Olumba Olumba is saying. We need leaders to ask questions about most of these things, and he is talking to especially Christians about the season, and being open to at least anybody that has any questions to ask about what is going on. Like me, for instance, if I'm in church, of course, we have question and answer section, and we have leaders to do that, to put us through, to explain to us exactly the reason for the season. And also, for we to know that we are free as well to ask questions about the government and
Yeah, great. I guess that's our cue to move on to the next story. Commuters in parts of Enugu State have criticized sudden increases in transport fares ahead of the Christmas celebration, with prices on major routes rising between 45 and 50%. Passengers who spoke yesterday described the hikes as exploitative, noting that they came without prior notice and added to the financial burden of the festive season. Findings reveal that commercial transport operators increased fares abruptly, attributing the decision to the festive rush, one-way passenger traffic, and the high cost of returning without passengers on the Old Park Obinagu route. Fares previously between 400 and 500 now range from 700 to 800 naira. Similarly, commuters traveling from Old Park to Abakpa are now charged up to 800 compared to the usual 400 to 500 fares along the Holy Ghost Agbani Road corridor. Also rose sharply, increasing from 500 to 900 naira. Intercity bus fares were not spared, with short distance trips doubling from 150 naira to 300 naira, and others rising from 200 naira to 400 naira. Commercial drivers defended the fare increases, citing uneven passenger flow during the festive season. A bus driver at Old Park Okechukwu said most passengers were traveling in one direction, forcing drivers to absorb return costs. For instance, this is what Okechukwu said: if I charge 500 naira to Emene, no passengers are bringing me back, so I have to add almost the full return cost, he explained. Another driver who also requested anonymity said maintaining normal fares will result in losses during the holiday period. Commuters, however, rejected the justification. Well, the lament and cries is going on, and we can just see what is happening in my state. And, this is surprising to me, because I know that Governor Peter Mba recently, and I know this because my people in Enugu enjoy this. And so seeing this, I'm wondering why they're not taking advantage of the free bus. So we have free buses in Enugu, these long coastal buses for people to commute in the city. And it's free. When you get in, it's free. And so that I would have thought that having those plying the road would have reduced the cost of transportation. So it's so surprising to see that with all of that effort from Governor Peter Mbah, we are still seeing hikes in cost. And rightly so, because you're seeing the reasons that the drivers are giving. No passengers, people have traveled down to villages. The other people who are going, they've gone to wherever they want to go to. And so they have to now make up for the losses. Well, is it reasonable? Because I think there is supposed to be a balance. Okay. The passengers you're carrying are spending more. Of course, you two are losing more. So how do we create this balance? But this is what happens in a place where there is, there's no proper direction as to this is what we need to do. There's no policy. Do you know that if we had a standing order around transportation everywhere in Nigeria, let's say from, where would I use now? Let's say from Gudu markets to Utako markets. Okay. The government says the fare is 300 naira. If you're caught, no matter who you are, you would be able to survive with that 300 naira. And things would automatically align. But it's as though transport workers are just left to, or drivers are left to figure things out on their own. And even though they keep shouting up national when they have their meetings of transport workers, it doesn't translate to anything other than increasing fare, and just saying how to take more from the passengers. So what do you have to say about this?
You see, in this season, I just feel that definitely the fares are going to increase because many people have gone home. And their lack of passengers. How
does going home affect the price of fuel?
So because
sorry, my darling. Okay. You know why this is burdensome? There's no hike in the price of fuel. So why is it? I know that there are excuses. We do not have, but you can stay at home now. Because you will not use your own and spoil my own.
How no, is people, going to be easy movements?
They'll use the free buses.
Okay.
Like, see, I'm talking because this is particularly in Enugu.
It's not everybody that wants to use the free buses.
Oh, so fine. Okay, great.
So they'll want to, make up for the people that are not around. Of course, many people did not travel, so they are here and they want to make money as the Christmas season is on. So I feel that it's somehow not okay because I see that also as extortion from the people you're hiring this price for. Because if this continue going on, I think some people like me, if I'm there, I'll just start trekking using my Legady's Benz.
How long can you trek for? I just think there needs to be a balance.
Or better still, stay at home.
Yeah, I just think there needs to be a balance because I understand that the drivers are spending more. Because imagine carrying passengers and you do not see passengers to take back.
Of course, that's
a problem. However, I think it should be reasonable. Doubling it is too much. You're making them pay for a service they didn't enjoy.
Exactly.
But the people are actually going, so they'll return now. Why don't they return? Yeah.
It's a public transport. And doing this is going to discourage a lot of people, I think since they know that free buses are available, thank God you say it's your state and free buses are available. I think
free buses.
They should start using that free buses. But the thing is that.
But another thing is, we also do not. I also do not know how many free buses are able to carry everybody in Enugu.
Okay.
But they are free buses. However, I don't know if it is enough. To do the commuting job for all the people who are ready to move. So that's another thing. But I tell you, Mary, the buses are very comfortable. They have ACs, comfortable chairs.
Wow.
People do not stand. It's very, very proper. And you have your card. It's just very fun. I don't know how he came up with that, but kudos to Governor Peter Mbah again.
Maybe it's the time because taking free buses sometimes can be very slow. Sometimes can be slow.
Yeah.
Depending on the road share. Maybe some people feel, okay, because I can't actually get to where I'm going to early, so let me just take a cab. Or better still, book a ride. If you feel that public transport is expensive, why not try ride at least?
Is it somebody that cannot pay 500 that can pay for it?
No. Some people will be like, okay, instead of me to pay this amount, it's not better I take a ride than paying this kind of amount to you. And I know I'm not the only one in this car. People are starting from, let me kukuma book ride now, enjoy myself, and now I'm the only person.
Well, that's a catch. You want to take the last story?
All right. At least 48 Nigerians have been arrested in Ghana over their alleged involvement in romance, scam, online investment fraud, and other cybercrime-related offences. The arrest came less than a week after 42 Nigerians were adopted from Ghana's Ashanti region over alleged prostitution, fraud, and related offences, according to disclosure by the Ashanti Regional Minister Frank. Although the exact date of the latest arrest was not made public, Ghana's Minister for Communications, Samuel George, said the suspects were apprehended during a coordinated raid in the area of the Nago Pampa constituency. George said the operation was conducted by the Cyber Security Authority of Ghana in collaboration with the National Security and the Ghana Police Service following actionable cyber intelligence, a nighttime operation led by the Cyber Security Authorities Ghana in collaboration with the National Security and the Ghana Police Service resulted in the arrest of 48 suspected cybercrime operatives during an intelligence-led raid in the area, he said in a statement. Okay, this Ghana story and arresting people here and there, I think these are the people that are actually into cybercrime.
Yeah, I think that I want us to look at some of the items that were recovered from these guys who had, taken the scam, the fraudsters, that were arrested. And we see that some of the items that were recovered from them were laptops. We see that some of them had, phones. Some of them even had 39 mobile phones, 1 Starlink internet device, and 8 M10 TurboNet routers. So, what does that tell you? You're going to respond.
I feel unemployment.
Unemployment
comes to my mind because I think if these people have jobs, they won't think about committing this kind of crime.
Do you think it's about unemployment or greed or peer pressure or is it
peer pressure?
I understand because we have many people that are not employed, but they're not doing cybercrime.
Okay. Yes, that's because everybody thinks differently.
I wanted you to say that because the truth is everybody has something that drives them.
Yeah.
So there are people who, do you know about kleptomaniacs? They can have everything.
They cannot even stay without taking something.
They can have everything.
That is a sickness.
So that is why you would see, for instance, in Nigeria, and I usually say that sometimes the biggest scammers are politicians.
Okay.
Because tell me how you would build over 50 houses, over 400 houses, 500 houses. You do not need them for anything, not your children. And we see the result because sometimes these people die away and then their children are not even interested in the properties. They're not even interested in coming back to the country. They don't even want to sell. So those things just stay there and depreciate over time. So back to scammers. Anything can make people scam. For some people, it is greed. For other people, they can say unemployment. But I do not usually think unemployment is an excuse because I believe that there is nothing that you cannot get your hands on if you really want to do it. So let's say I do not have any job, but do I not? So there are 3 things I believe we have as humans. You're either going to have knowledge, you're going to have time, or money. So if you have knowledge, then you have time to make the money. So however you use all of these things is dependent on you. And so when we see young people are going into scam, going into cybercrime, truly, you can drag the government is not trying. Of course, we've seen it. The numbers do not lie. However, you are the architect of your own life. So whatever you make of it is your own cup of tea. So if you say that it is by scamming that you want to make a name, when the consequences of all of that action comes, be ready to face it. I strongly believe that every action has a consequence.
Of course.
And you must pay for it, whether it's good or bad. You have to go in for it. So when I see young people go into cybercrime and then they say it's unemployment, my friend, you just enjoy doing it. There are people who are unemployed and they started using their brains to do something. Yeah. Nobody was created empty. So if you do not have knowledge, that means you have time to acquire knowledge. If you don't have time, then you have to have money. So you can't lack all of these 3 things. But what we see is we're seeing an increment in the rise of, we're seeing an increment in the number of people getting into fraud. And there's an encouragement behavior. Have you not seen videos where mothers are celebrating their children? I saw a video one time where a boy of 16 got a car and the mom was dancing. And I was just
Wow.
telling myself that up until today, there are certain things I'll have. And my mother will ask me, how did you get it?
Okay.
So if you're that kind of person, or a mom or a dad or a guardian, whoever, who doesn't question the behaviors of your children, you do not have to tell them, don't do it. You're just saying, I encourage you, but I can't see anything. Do you understand? So you see some parents who their children buy really expensive. You've never used a wig of 1 million naira and your child suddenly buys you a wig of 1 million naira. And then the next thing you do is to give testimony in church to feel that God has answered your prayers. And your child cannot tell you clearly, this is what I do to earn this money. This is what I do to earn this money. So there are certain questions that I always ask, and I keep wondering, this generation of, now that it's my turn to be an aunt, to be a mother, why are things like this? And why are parents not asking the right questions? You even see the children flaunt these things with their parents. You see the fathers wearing the polos of those their children. You see them wearing the sneakers of their children. And there are no certain questions. And so it breaks my heart every time when I see that we're allowing fraudulent things to thrive. And you wonder why it's still thriving. Well, even the people who arrest these children or these young people have their own courts.
Of course.
They have their own court. And so it's like, if you do not settle me, I'll cast you. And so you have to cast your linesman now. And then, so you keep doing the business. So you see that it's interconnected. So from the family units, or even to down to places of worship where people donate unthinkable amounts of money and you can't even question them. And you say, God bless you. Oh, you know.
What if there are many? How many will you question in a day?
Do you understand? So here's the thing. You have a church, or you have a mosque where you are presiding over, or you have a traditional place of worship, whatever the case is. You do not have to start saying, because I do not expect you as a leader in that worship place to have a personal relationship to everybody. But it is your job to give counsel. And trust me, when you're speaking the core truth, people get uncomfortable. They will react. So that automatically, you don't have to tell them, do not come and give me that money. They will just leave the congregation. Do you understand? They will leave. But when we see behaviors, I've seen videos where we see so-called, preachers, whatever, who are now sort of anointing, you get they bring some money to you, and they're so excited about it. They're even saying, you will pick. How did you know about pick? How did you know about pickers?
Oh my God.
And say, you go pick. You say, amen. So we cannot encourage this kind of behavior and expect change. These people would grow up, get into politics, make the game dirtier, and then you keep wondering, why are we complaining about certain things in our country? Why are we complaining about price hikes in things? Why are we complaining about, poor educational system? There are many things that are interconnected. A thief will remain a thief.
Of course.
So,
nurturing bad behavior from the grassroots is actually not a good thing to allow. Because when you start looking at that child and nothing about that child interests you, and when you start feeling, okay, this child is up to 15, he or she has her own life to live. From that small thing they carry, it will turn to another thing. From that small phone, it's going to turn to a big thing. Before you know, it's going to turn to something very big that you cannot control. So when you cannot control a child under you, you lost control over that child. The child will commit a crime and bring back home to you that will implicate you for life. And at the end of the day, you start, crying. You see all these things happening now. We're seeing all this cybercrime and all that. It didn't start one day. It's something that the person started gradually. It could be from taking off pencils to taking off smaller phones to other things. The person keep graduating from one level of crime to another level of crime, to the extent of thinking, this vicinity is no longer comfortable for me. I need to leave. I need to expand. I need to, make it bigger. And they start doing other crimes and adding to it. And tomorrow, maybe that person didn't get caught. And tomorrow now, the person is now a minister or somebody important, maybe choose to change. That will not change the fact that when the person comes across money or something is handed over to this person, that he will not bring back the old character. Is something that takes time to change. So you see, that's why it's important, like you said, that parents should, look critically at their children, take responsibility, make sure that you're doing the right thing at the right, and they are doing the right thing at the right time, not leaving them in the hands of, okay, this person is grown enough, this person know bad and good, this person can take care of himself and all that. So about these guys, I don't even know the punishment for them, whether it's life imprisonment, that is going to be, I don't even know the punishment.
So I don't think I subscribe to life imprisonment. This is why.
Okay.
These guys are very intelligent people and they're very smart. And I
Of
think that
course.
what the government needs to do is simple. You are very intelligent people. Why don't you come and work in a cyber
I don't
crime?
think that's a good thing.
Because this is it. If we can, okay, come to Nigeria. If we can reintegrate some repentant terrorists into the army, why can't we?
I want to talk about that repentant
So
terrorists.
yes,
That's
so you can still train them. You can still, if we have people who are very good at doing crimes online, those are the tech bros you need.
okay.
Those are the people that you need to secure your data in your country. So what do?
The fear
You train
is-
them. What kind of fear? What fear is worse
what
than?
if they don't repent totally?
Now that is why you're empowering them, because there has to be a rehabilitation, a mindset shift.
Okay.
Certain people, like I said, they do those things because of where they are, what they understand, and they do it from a place of I'm not sure about tomorrow, so let me do today.
Let me survive
If you're
today.
paying me good, why do I need to think of I need to do crime?
There's some people like that.
That's what I'm saying. I gave that example too. But there are certain, most of those people, when you hear their stories, they tell you, oh, my papa died, my mama died, I had to find a way. Oh, I dropped out of school, my neighbor was the one that trained me, and then blah. There's so many stories. The list goes on and on and on. But what I'm saying is, I do not think I subscribe to life imprisonment for them. Maybe teach them a lesson for 1 or 2 years, but bring them out and train them and empower them to be in your space where data is protected. Reintegrate them back into the society. What I'm saying is keep them in a space where you can monitor them. That's what they do in other countries.
Yeah, sure.
They do not just, there are certain criminals that you don't throw away because the level of intelligence is more than your own. That's why it took you so much time to arrest them, to catch them.
Of course.
So you have to work with them. Sometimes keep your enemies closer, It's easier that way to
Keep your
to
enemies
fix the things.
closer.
All right, so let's quickly look at the headlines before we go on a short break and then come back with the gist for the day. We brought you news that CAN urges security vigilance as Kuka laments killings, violence against children.
I brought to you that moral leadership kills Nigerians' growth.
You also heard that Enugu commuters protest sudden transport fare hikes.
And lastly, Ghana arrests 48 Nigerians over alleged cybercrime operations.
Okay, so let's go on the short break now. We'll be back with a gist about the Christmas in 2025. Stay with us.
Number 6, digital twins for cities and industries. Digital twins, real-time virtual replicas of physical systems, are expanding fast. Singapore has already built a national digital twin to simulate urban planning, monitor traffic, and manage energy use. In manufacturing, companies like Siemens and GE use digital twins to model factories and machines, cutting downtime and improving efficiency. During the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, organizers tested digital twin technology to manage crowd flow and logistics. Analysts at Deloitte predict that by 2026, nearly 70% of large industrial companies will use digital twins in some form, making them a core part of operations.
Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. I want to say for the Christian folks, Christ is the reason for the season, and that's why we say it's called
everybody
Christ
is
Mass.
experiencing holidays now.
So, everybody, what are you then doing here? Excuse you. Which one is everybody's experience? You're here, and we are here because of our viewers. We are here because we have to keep you company while you're at home, while you are just relaxing with your friends. We want to ensure that you're having a really good time. And I am having a good time with Mary. So we hope that you too are having a good time, right?
Yes, of course.
So, happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
Merry Christmas, our viewers. I want us to talk about Christmas in 2025.
Okay.
And I want you to speak from personal experience this year about how it has been, what you've observed. I know that when we came on the show, I started talking about the things I experienced on my way to work yesterday, Christmas Eve, and all of that. But we'll put all of that together and, have a robust conversation. So we're talking beyond food and clothes. What does Christmas really mean in this 2025? So there's been a lot happening in 2025. It was this year that we lost the former president of Nigeria, that's Muhammadu Buhari. It was this year that we lost many to insecurity issues.
Many.
It was still this year where I'm trying to remember the games that we lost. I know that we lost the game. Our guys lost the game, our Super Eagles. I'm trying to remember that one. Well, I can't remember, but I think this has been characterized by wins and losses. It's also been characterized by a lot of things, gratitude for some people. But I'd like Mary to speak about her experience. Do you see faith? Do you see hope? Do you see gratitude in the everyday Nigerian today? What do you think is embodying this festivity, this celebration this year?
I think I see hope.
Hope?
Yeah.
I feel, is it because the president said it is renewed hope agenda?
Not exactly, but from what has been going on, and when you read the news headlines, sometimes you feel a little bit excited about some news, not all the news, and it's giving this hope vibe that 2026 is going to be.
Right. So we can clock it then.
Not really, but
It's giving.
there's some news that you come across, you'll be like, aside what has been happening, the killings here and there, which is very, very sad, but I'm having hope that 2026 is going to be a sweet one.
So I think that one thing Nigerians have been very consistent with is hope.
Yeah.
Every single Nigerian says it's well. We've so understood that language, so much so that whether we are happy, whether we are sad, it's well.
Exactly.
And that stems from the hope we have. So you see somebody who hasn't eaten for days, somebody whose vote was bought, somebody whose child is sent out of school, who's sent back home because of school fee, somebody whose house is leaking. The person tells you it is well.
It is
Sometimes actually, it's obviously not well. You can see that it is not well. In short, sometimes they're very sick. However, they struggle to still tell you. They muster that word, it is well. That's when you understand that Nigerians are when you see Nigerians are resilient people. We've seen things. We've gone through things. If stones could talk, they would tell you our story of how strong we are as people. So hope has been our constant. And so when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in and said, this is the renewed hope agenda, he just carried Nigerians on his head and said, okay.
hope.
And so, but the problem with that hope is, it carries us to some places that we do not know. And you know how they say, they carry me, they go where I don't know. So you see insecurity issues happening, and then you want to ask too many questions, and then you hear, let's hope something good happens. Oh, let's hope that they are caught. Oh, there's kidnapping in Niger community. You hear, oh, let's hope that the children will be released. There are no practical things backing the hope. So while we hold on to hope, do you think, from my end, I'm not saying that in many cases there are no practical things backing the hope. You're not seeing results of, okay, so this is how, because for me, when you say you're hoping on something, it means you have a clear vision of what is going to result to. It doesn't have to be clear. By faith, it doesn't have to be clear, but you know that, I'm working towards, so let's say, I hope that in 2027, I become a billionaire.
Okay.
No, I'm very careful. 2027, I become a billionaire. And I'm hopeful and I'm working towards it. But imagine that I just say that and I go to sleep. What journey is the essence of that hope? So I think we sort of throw the word hope around in Nigeria so much. Oh, I hope all is well. All is not well. If you're not working towards making it well. That's my school of thought. Yours might be different. But one thing I've also seen happen this year is a sense of joy. Nigerians are the happiest people. Do you know that you only need one comedian to come here and make us laugh? Like, somebody could lose all 6 children, lose everything, but the person is posting online and is strong. Matter of fact, I just remembered how people are dragging Charlie Kirk's wife. And because she's granting some interviews and doing some tours, and the other day she was even with Nicki Minaj, you know, talking about motherhood, talking about losses and all of that. And people are saying that this woman is not acting like someone just lost her husband. And I just smiled and said, have you met the Nigerian woman? Many of them have lost their husbands, but they carry on like nothing has happened. Some of them stay unmarried until they even die. But you find the brightest joy on their faces. You find them smiling in the midst of all of those circumstances. And today, most of them are dragging chicken by the head and, you know, having them killed. So you can see that we are people of gratitude. I'm seeing gratitude play out this year a lot. So we are still thankful. Just look at people's status today, Mary.
A lot.
Just see how grateful people are. People are just excited to be alive. And I also think that people have come to that point where they're like, Omo, when there is life, there is actually hope. I remember that as at this time in 2024, you'd have people say, in 2026, I'm cutting this one off. Pa, scissors, this one. I'm doing this, a new level. Have you noticed how people are so calm in 2025? Life don't teach people calm. Lessons. People are not even bragging. In 2026, I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to buy a house. They're just saying, let us see. Let God carry us through. Because you learn by doing. And so I've seen gratitude. I've seen joy. Pure joy. When I was just coming to the office today, I saw these kids wearing these matching outfits and their mom and their dad. Just so random children, but just the sense of excitement. I said, oh my goodness, this is joy. I'm here worrying my head about a lot of things, but see how excited these children are to just be able to breathe, to just have balloons to blow. It was just a beautiful sight to behold. But what have you experienced so far around this Christmas? Let me stop talking.
Around this Christmas, I've experienced, like you said, gratitude and joy. Same here, because we had a gathering in church, and the next thing our pastor said was that forget about your issues, just let's praise God today. There's no preaching. You know. We just want to worship and praise. No preaching, no morning dews, just worship and praise. And we started with the worship section. You see people rolling on the floor, appreciating God, because, you know, when there's life, like you said, there is hope. It's only a living person that hopes for tomorrow. If you're dead, there's no dream. You die with your dreams and visions and everything. But if you're a living person, you're alive, you have hope that tomorrow is going to take care of itself. God is going to definitely make a way. So people have this belief that even though 2025 did not come as expected, people had a lot of expectations on this 2025, but a lot of things did not come true for a lot of people, in as much as other persons too got what they wanted. And, you know, in this world, we're just divided somehow. Somebody said the life is not balanced. Another person say it is balanced. You're the one that is not standing well. So it depends on what area you fall into. So a lot has been happening, but the gratitude aspect of it is very amazing, because you see people appreciating God, but people that had losses, but people that most of their family members were kidnapped, they still come to church. You know, one woman came to testify that her sister was among those that were adopted, and up till now she's not yet released, but she came to appreciate God that at least they got the news that she's still alive, and they're still looking for money to, you know, rescue her. You know, now she's grateful that the girl is still alive. They have proof that she's still alive, and they are grateful. So this heart of thanksgiving and that aspect is making a lot of people feel God is watching us, so in as much as everything is going on. And with this gratitude heart that we have, we know and we hope we hope 2026 is going to be an amazing year full of a lot of beautiful things. In my neighborhood, people are celebrating cooking rice. Despite what is happening, no money, no money. If you see a lot of cooking going on, like,
From
I'm
town.
telling you, the fry is not here. Every house, no matter how small they have, they still want to be happy. People taking pictures, doing couple goals and all that.
Oh no,
You
matching
know?
pajamas. Matching pajamas.
So
Okay.
yeah, so wherever the people trying to inflict pains on us are watching, I don't want to call their names, or I don't want to give it a name, they'll still see that these people have, you know, something keeping them going, irrespective of what is happening in the country. Though they are on social medias and they are seeing everything that is going
Are
on.
you not
They'll
seeing
be like,
bandits on social media? They are very
the
active.
bandit actually, but I
They
do
are
not want to.
active.
Yeah. So they feel, oh, so despite the pains we're inflicting on this, they still have, you know, this joy. They can still come out, take selfies, go to
Oh, they take
parks.
selfies too with us. So. You don't see. This is not even funny because when we say things like this, it bothers me. Some of the pictures, for instance, when you spoke about this, I just remember that the Archbishop, the Anglican Church Archbishop or Bishop, that was abducted and later killed. They released pictures through his Facebook account.
Can you imagine?
Released pictures of them taking selfies of with the people, other abducted people. And you could see young people who probably are in their 20s. They look like they're now in their 50s. The wife of that bishop is still in custody. And a woman who was light-skinned, looking young and fresh, is looking like she's 73.
And they're
And
making
so-
videos of them.
And they're making
sending online.
yes, and just so you see all of these things. I'm saying this to also say that we mask a lot or inside amidst all of those smells. So I also want to say that there's a lot happening to our head
Yeah.
psychologically. 2 days ago, a young girl committed suicide. Somebody I know, Nessa, and she's been battling. She's the happiest person. You would not think that
She would do so.
she would do such a thing. In fact, there's something called functional depression. You're still doing the job. You're still going to church. You're still going to the market.
But
You're still
your
doing your
heart-
business. But every now and then you break down. You know, your joy is in stratas. It's like it hits you this moment, it leaves you this moment. You take in, you take out. It's like you're not figuring it out, but you cannot really say this is the problem. But you know within that you're not happy. But of course, you smile out. You're happy, you're excited with people, you're exchanging pleasantries, you're looking good, you're looking fly, you're doing what you need to do. That is what functional depression looks like. And I am sure, I do not have any statistics or data to back this up, but I think that we have many Nigerians that are living with that, who are depressed, but they are still going with the flow. It's well, let's see what happens. So until we also come to that realization that it is okay to visit the psychiatric homes, to see your psychologist, to go for therapy. Because I've seen many people break down this year more than I have seen in recent times. And it's characterized by a lot of things, people piled up. Some people had 2025 as a record year, let's say planned from 2020 to 2025. And so since 2025 was the cap for their achievement and it's not happened, they'll eat rice with you and they'll be smiling. They'll take pictures, but they are
And you won't
dying.
know.
So you won't know. So while we say that Nigerians are very grateful people and very happy people, I want us to, when we say, how are you? And people say, I'm fine. I want us to take it a step further to say, how fine are you? Because people are dying.
Looking beyond the fine.
When I said, and I'm saying this because I know that on this I spoke about those people who lose their children. Nobody loses a loved one and remains the same.
Exactly.
And time doesn't heal. It doesn't. It probably makes the pain lesser. It doesn't take it away. And so while we are saying that people are having hope and gratitude, this is also a call to the government to ensure that it doesn't put us, and even people. And I wish that the bandits can listen and can watch this. That every time you break the hearts of people, you're breaking the society, you're breaking the world. You are inflicting pain on people. And somehow that pain comes back to you.
Of course.
Because you have to be a beast to be excited about killing, to be excited about putting other people in pain. Something has to be fundamentally wrong with you. And so we've seen that even though we are celebrating Christmas and people are saying, you hear very series of testimonies where, and that's why sometimes when people make some testimonies, I pinch myself. Because you can't tell, nobody can convince me that God loves certain people more than the other people. You can't. But you hear some testimonies where people say, they kidnapped 50 people, I was the only one who escaped. You know, it bounces back like, okay, so those 49, you know, what happened? I don't want to say it's luck. I don't want to ascribe it to anything. I just think it's life. And so when we say these things, we should put a stop to, oh, we are excited. Let us go and check ourselves. If you're very happy and you're sure you're happy, please see the therapist. Because you cannot be in this country.
100% happy.
It's hitting you from every corner, from everywhere. So while we celebrate, I want parents to not mount pressure on their children.
Exactly.
We have ladies that will be going back home this Christmas. We have men that will be going back home. And the pressure will be, are you married? What are you doing? You have a job, you have a car, you have a house. All of those things. So while they're excited, while they are showing gratitude and rolling on the floor, worshiping, when they go back to the city, it breaks them. The fact that your sibling stays outside Nigeria doesn't mean they are doing okay.
Sure.
Some of them are living practically from hand to mouth. So they're not really doing anything tangible, but their skin looks fresh because all of those fatty foods are very cheap there now. Very cheap. You can eat 10 burgers in a day. Sometimes you get it for free. So why won't you look chubby? You look fine. And the weather is, okay, friendly. You know, if you stay under AC24, your skin will be fresh. So the moment you post a picture, it's like, ooh, boom. That pressure needs to calm down. I'm saying this because I saw a video of one young man who posted some of the things that his brother gave him. Even though I know that if it's for me, I won't collect it. I won't even tell you. I'll probably collect those shoes. How do you give your brother this kind of thing?
Okay.
And I'm saying to myself that it's possible that the brother who gave those things gave it from a place of pure love, and that's all he can afford. Those things look like trash. But it may be the cheapest of things he could afford. So the least I'll do, even if I'm not going to use them, I'll take them and tell you thank you.
You won't make a video.
I'll not make a video because that's what I'm trying to say. So you now go online and post it, castigate the kind of gift that your brother gave you. What if that's all he could afford? And then he falls into depression. And the Christmas that all of you were happy about, next year, you say your brother has died. Why? So we all have, and this takes us into family and reconciliation. So this season is also characterized by families going back. Cynthia was saying the other day that people are really traveling. And you question it because we are saying that transport fare is like 100K by
And people
road.
are traveling.
91,000 by road. Why people think this money? People are carrying somebody's whole salary to travel. Why?
Maybe they've been saving since January.
Flight is like 500K, 450K, and people are just going. So you save all the way from January to squash the money in December. How does that make sense? That's January. But I'm just saying that it goes beyond just the money. It is about those ties, those connection, that reconciliation between families. So people, if you tell me right now to jump to see my parents, I'll jump if I had my way. So there are people who, they are like, truly they'll save up the whole year and say, no, I must see my mom. What if it's the last time I see her? What if that's the last memory of my family that I have? So let me go see them. So we are seeing Nigerians celebrate more, travel more, do what they need to do more, regardless of the whole issue. So we've practically told you about some of the things that, embodies this season. We've seen hope, we've seen gratitude, we've seen family and reconciliation. We've even seen, psychological issues as well. And that's why we are saying, I beg. We can't keep pushing functional depression. We have to ensure that we are really fine when we say we are fine. Mary, that has to be my final deuces. So
I think that has to be our final.
Okay.
From me.
All right. So I think once again, let's just tell them Merry Christmas and enjoy the best of the time. Share food with your loved ones. Give out alms. Be kind to people. Just do what you need to do. We wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Take care of yourself. Drive carefully, please.
Be security conscious.
Do not drink and drive. If you must drink, drink responsibly. And please avoid moving to wrong places. Don't be at the wrong place at the right time, at the wrong time. Do not be a victim of circumstance. Try your best to not be the reason why we cry. Do what you need to do. Don't drive recklessly. Don't do anything that puts your life or other people's lives in danger. But from all of us here at Idea TV, it's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy the best of the time. Enjoy the best of the season. And send us wishes as well. Comments, tag your friends across the different social media platforms to engage with this season. My name is Chinatu Oji, and I've been with
Mary Ojimajo.
I will say bye for now.
Bye.